Hey Dad, you've been a funeral director now for 40 years. Is grief harder during the holiday season?
I think every grief is unique, so it's hard to say that it's harder during holiday season, but I think for many people it is. It's more heightened. It comes to the fore, and I think it does because during the holiday seasons, everyone's rushing around when you need to actually slow down during grief. Everybody's happy, usually happy, sometimes really stressed, but they get self-absorbed again. I think it's this whole cultural thing where we get into ourselves again and we forget who's grieving around us. Now, if you're in grief and everyone else is buzzing around and not saying, how are you? You feel left out, you feel left alone. And sometimes you feel like you should be happy, but because your grief is making you quite heavy, it's really hard then to get in the spirit of the holidays. So really it's about, it is harder, and acknowledging if you're in grief that it is harder. And then also when you're outside looking into someone who's got grief, acknowledging them.
What are some specific things we could do to help those that need support?
I think that the best thing you can do when someone needs help during the holiday season, sounds strange, but you're busy. But when you think of someone, when you see them, actually pause, engage with them, and actually do something. And I think that's the real key. So if you're thinking of someone, and you think, oh gosh, oh yeah, so-and-so lost their husband or friend or partner or whatever, don't just go, no, I'm too busy. Actually stop and go, what can I do? Do something. Because we know that the best laid plans, you can have 1,000 fantastic ideas and plans, but if you don't do one action, you've done nothing. So send them a text, ring them up, pop around and see them. I think the holiday period, one of the things I really love is doing things for other people, and that's what it's supposed to be about. So why not actually do something? What a great gift that can be.
What about you yourself need support? Is there a place you can go for even free help?
Yes, so when you are in grief and you need support and everyone's running around and ignoring you, you just need to reach out. Actually, don't be afraid to send someone a text and say, hey, can we catch up for a coffee? Don't be afraid to actually make that phone call to somebody else and say, hey, are you free for I'd love to take you out somewhere and go to a movie or whatever. Your true friends will actually make space for you. And also know that there are a lot of other agencies out there. Our Loss and Grief Centre here in Kapiti, it's a fantastic place if you need a support group, if you want to come along, one-on-one companioning. Obviously there's paid professional counselling if you need to get to that point. But there are lots of bits in between that are free, and sometimes just a resource. Being able to sit and read a book about someone else's journey through this period can be really helpful.
Is there any maybe things people can do in their own as well if they're unable to go to one of those support systems?
Yeah, it does come a bit down to your personality. So if you are a loner, if you are introverted, you prefer to be on your own. But sometimes it's that cool ad on TV where the two blokes get in the car and go for a drive and do a whole lot of things and they say nothing. And at the end, the guy goes, oh, it's a great talk, mate. And I think sometimes when people just need someone to be with, you can be that person. You don't have to sit there talking the whole time. You don't have to fill the silence. Just sitting with someone. How about we go and watch a sunset or go for a walk on the beach? Simple things. You sometimes got to reach out yourself. But if you want to be on your own, there's nothing wrong with that. And people shouldn't feel guilty if that's what they want.
What is some useful help for people that are actually grieving during the season?
So if we're talking about specific things, we have a memorial service that's we put aside for Christmas for those who need to come and remember someone. And I'll talk about that probably in the next video.